Look at you, zenned out by the intro music.
Stand out.
Man,
I actually meditate, and every single time we do that, I actually literally meditate.
See that, man? Thank you.
good. Man, we have been hoodwinked, man. Third straight loss. Will Levis, guy just got off the plane, Josh Dobbs, and now Kyler Murray and the 1-8 Cardinals by a combined total of 10 points. We've lost in these 3 games. 10 points. That's it.
Sounds all too familiar. So fitting.
I mean, yeah.
Woo!
And welcome everybody to episode.
Wow, dog. That was it's gonna be hard to top that during the show.
God damn it.
That was a great intro.
Welcome in episode 141 out of your Falcon Mind, man. Atlanta Falcons Fancast. This is also Win 95 North meets 75 South. For any new viewers, any new listeners, because this always happens after like an epic loss or even an epic win. We get more subscribers, we get more followers for whatever reason, obviously. So my name is John. My brother to my left or right, whatever that is Mike. We are out of your Falcon Mind. That is Alberto. He is 95 North Falcons Talk Show.
Yep.
And we do this collab every other week. We get together. We have a great time together. So we just, even though the topics haven't been great recently, we still have a good time talking about it, man. So coming to you here in the Clutch Studios at the Variety Sports Network, man. Make sure y'all check out Variety Sports Network. Hit a subscription while you're there, man. A lot of great football, basketball stuff going on this fall. So don't miss that, man. Also, we have a guest on the show. I got to bring him in. Y'all may know him from Twitter or not, but it's Mr. Adam Holloway. So Dennis, what's going on, brother?
The football god.
What's up, man?
Yes.
My boys, is good to finally get back on with you guys.
Yes, sir.
It feels like it's been a year, damn. It feels like it's been a year, man. I love it.
It really does, yeah. It's been a while, man. Like I always tune in to your guys' shows, and I always tell John how I feel after I watch them, even if I disagree with some of the stuff. But
that's awesome.
Man, I love your guys' energies, man. Like you just keep, honestly, I'll be completely honest. Between you, Berto, City, you guys keep me interested because I'm almost already ready to check out.
Thanks, man. We definitely try, man. Definitely try. It's hard. It's been hard, man. 0-3, and John, like you was just mentioning, man, 10 points combined. We've lost the past 3 games, man. We lose to a guy that was just traded for just a few days beforehand. We got a guy that just making his rookie debut, dropping bombs all over us, and then we lose to Kyler Murray yesterday on a good 1.5 leg. And we're shit in the bed right now, man. So there's a lot to talk about. But John, I will give the reins back to you, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, you said a mouthful, dude. I mean, and, before we get started, man, I appreciate you guys for checking out the All 22 I did last week on the offense. Hopefully that shed some light on some of the issues, not just coaching, but just other issues we've had, like at the offense. And they continued on this week. I'm going to do it again. Even though I don't want to, I want to do it again and see what happened because I'm dying to see what was going on in the passing game there, or especially through the first 3.5 quarters, I guess you could say, or lack thereof passing game. And then when me and Liam did the Madden sim on Sunday morning, thanks for tuning in there. We got to do that 3 times because Xfinity kept cutting out on us. So we're trying to get that right. Like we did 12-minute quarters the first time, which was pretty good. But then we went to 15. That's way too damn long, even with the sped up clock. So we're gonna go back and do 12-minute quarters for the Saints game, and hopefully everything will work out good there. But it's fun. We have fun doing that, so we appreciate y'all coming by. Hey, and if you're here, hit the like button on our channel. Hit the like button on Berto's channel. If you're subscribed to our channel, please go over to Berto's channel and subscribe. And vice versa. We'd love to have you all subscribe to Out of Your Falcon Mind too, if you don't mind. So, guys. Twitter was a fucking dumpster fire, as we figured it was going to be. Yesterday after the game. So a lot of people deal with loss a lot different ways. So I put out a tweet, just kind of like, throwing a little positivity out there, and it was received about 99% well. You know what I mean? Like, it was like just good, and that's great. And there's a few people that did, just didn't want to hear it. And I get that too, because when we lost the Super Bowl, like, I listened to 680 the next morning because I wanted to hear what Brian Finneran said, because he was there, and it was cathartic as hell to hear him, because he was like one of us. He was just pissed off, just like a fan talking the next morning. And that's the only thing I listened to for a week. I did not listen to any other, no sports talk, no YouTube shows, nothing for a solid week or more. I just didn't want to hear about it. So I get that part of it too. Like, if it's not in your headspace and you don't want to hear it, I get it. But Mike, buddy, how do you deal with losses like that, or just in general? Like, I mean, that Super Bowl was different, because it took me a while to get over that.
Man, I said the same thing with life. Is you get it out that day, it happened. Is you get whatever it is out, you experience it. I don't try to tuck it. Oh, I experience it fully. I'm this, that. I hate it. I get it out. But then the day after that, you back to because you expressed it. So I'm still a Falcon fan. It's still the same amount it was before the game. It didn't go down, none. It didn't. I'll be the same hype as I am when we play the Saints as I was when we. So it don't go nowhere. I'm just frustrated. But man, I'm gonna be honest. I always say this. Some of y'all take this shit too serious. Like, I understand, but some of y'all be expressing the fact that you hate your life through the Falcons. Dog, like, just leave your wife or quit your job or do whatever you need to do. But don't take that shit out on Twitter like you that mad because the Falcons lost. Your ass ain't on the team, and your ass ain't on the coaching staff, and your ass wasn't at the game. So just try to reel it in a little bit. Like, it's a football game for a team that don't even know you exist. So reel it the fuck in. That's what I would say, how you deal with loss. You reel it in. Express the emotion. I was pissed. I'm hurt because it, like you said, it was embarrassing. Mm-hmm. Like, we are the embarrassment of the NFL. There's no way around that. We are the embarrassment of the league. So that's frustrating. It's embarrassing. But the day after that, I'm right back to being out of my Falcon mind. And I'm thinking we're going to go win the rest of our games, and we're going to the Super Bowl. Stage 10. Right back to stage 10.
Stage 10, buddy. Yeah, what about you, Adam?
I think it's a little bit different for me, just because, like, I coach football. So I have a pretty strict 24-hour rule, regardless of, like, anything, even with my high school. Even with my high school kids, like, I tell them, like, like, whether we win or lose. Fortunately, we won a lot this year. So I say, like, enjoy it Friday. Saturday, let's move on to the next week and get going. I've already probably usually prepped my game plan for Saturday, but just, like, as a fan, I would say, because I usually get my all-22 on Wednesday. So I try to emotionally, as a fan, in a fan perspective, I get everything out on Sunday, and then Monday I kind of try to stay off Twitter. There's a lot of I call them bait posts, just people shit posting, I call it. Mm-hmm. And just, like, irrational one way or the other, whether I agree with it or not. It's just super, like, the sky's falling, and then the other one's like, no, we just changed one thing, we're going to the Super Bowl. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I try to level head things. And also, I'm a huge fan of just football in general. So I usually spend Monday just checking out what happened in the NFL and seeing what, new schemes. I'm just a nerd. I'm sorry.
No, dude. Yeah, exactly. Berto, buddy, what about you?
Man, I just I get pissed. I'm sorry. My emotions are all in my sleeves and whatnot, man. I just need my headspace. I need to stay away from folks, man. Reason why I took the day off of work today. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to work because I know I was going to get clowned and hammered at work. Yeah. So I was like, yo, it's best that I'm not in the space of any of these folks that are going to bring me, like, down. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to work today. So I dealt with it in that fashion. Typically, man, if something like that after a loss or something like that, I try to, I just try to reel it all in, like Dansky was saying, just 24-hour rule, and I get what you're saying too. Being a former football coach too, man. 24-hour rule. Hey, you lost on a Sunday, man. Wipe that shit clean. Let's start over on Monday. Let's refresh and look and go forward. As I'm getting a little bit older, it's really testing my patience in that regard, dude. So I'm like, oh man, but I I did have a couple of those moments yesterday, man. It's asinine. I'm sick of seeing the same results week in and week out, man. And I think I have the right to
NFL's
feel
real
that way.
assholes, too,
They sure are. They don't give a
all
damn
22 on
about you.
Wednesday, man. It's just like, it just makes you relive it. Like, I'll watch the All-22 and I'm just like, man, don't get mad at this. It's happened already. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. So, like, I just like watch it and like, oh, these are like, when I do my All-22 breakdown, it's super, super positive. And it's like, this is doing good. This player's doing like I try to watch like schematics, or I try to watch young players like Zach Harrison. Taquan Graham was a big focal point for me for the past few years. I think he's finally getting a little bit healthy. But like Zach Harrison, Nate Landman, I think we can all agree he's fun to watch. He's been a fun player to watch. So I mean, just I try to keep it positive, and I try to like I'm really trying to stay from the whole offense, to be honest with you right now.
That's the only way you can stay positive for the most part. Yeah. No, it's I think I've gotten a little better as I got older. I used to take it a lot worse. Like it would take a couple of days to kind of I could still be thinking about shit, but now it's kind of the same as you, Mike. Like I will get pissed off during the game, after the game. I'll still be pissed off after the game for a little bit. Then I'll be like, all right, well, not shit I can do about it now. It's over with. We're gonna have to move on, and go on there and like I said, that's why I put that little positive post out there, and I posted a few stages of the Atlanta Falcons fans, just so people could, like I said, there's a lot of denial stage, a lot of anger stage, and then I told folks, man, the acceptance stage that's the healthy stage to be in.
It is
just stay right
almost
there.
expecting a loss,
almost expecting a loss. But yeah, man. Let's just hop on the chat, man. See what's going on to the folks.
Oblivion, what's good, buddy?
Oblivion, man. Oh, bro, man, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks, man. He says, sorry, ass team in division. I hate to say we still got a shot, but I'm still over this team, and the problem is deep. And then it's a disconnect. We all feel it. Why? Because we've been through it with Mike Smith and DQ. Yeah, man, it's been a lot of bad, and a lot of folks have obviously wanted Arthur gone. I get the sentiment. I mean, I wouldn't have been pissed off today if that would have happened, but it would have been really out of character for Arthur Blank to do that. Just knowing how he's been over the years. So I didn't really expect it. It didn't happen. And I just saw a few minutes ago, Jeff Schultz reported that Arthur Blank says he's going to let the season play out and see how things go. So it's kind of what I expected, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, just looking at the game, I mean, and Adam, you said this for pretty much the entire season. The QB play gets kind of looked over a little bit, especially in this offense, to whereas everybody was assuming or just hoping that, average QB play is all we needed, and this offense is going to work just fine. And I've been looking at the all-22s and I, went back and looked at the last few weeks, and I'm going to disagree with that now. I think if this offense is going to be here with Arthur, like, I don't know how you have to have elevated. You just have to. Like, there's no way this offense will work with a mediocre QB. I know you have your own thoughts on it, so go right ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just listening to that. I was just laughing because remember me and you had the conversation in the summer, John?
Yeah, we did.
What did I say in the summer, John?
Oh, yeah, we needed a QB.
I just think like if you look at the EPA numbers, expected points added, for people that don't know what that is, Tannehill actually, like, he was a top 10 quarterback under Arthur. Like, he really, really, truly balled out. But I think that was like a byproduct of like AJ Brown just dunking on people for like 2 straight years, and then Corey Davis being like the ultimate Z receiver for them. Johnny Smith was a breakout player for them. And then they couldn't stack the box. And then because they couldn't stack the box, Derrick Henry was busting off 1,500-yard season. So, I mean, if you look at it, every single thing went right for him in Tennessee, and it still fell short. They shocked some teams, but it still fell short of the grand scheme of it all, like trying to win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, when he was he's done a great job of collecting talent here. But the trigger man he's just not being a trigger man. And trigger man, I'm meaning the quarterback. It's just not. There's no like the difference between AJ Brown and Drake London is massive. Like Drake London's a good receiver, But AJ Brown, if I'm picking like fantasy draft style, like building my team, personally, I'm picking AJ Brown first. I just think he's just one of the most physically gifted receivers. He can win any which way. So like Drake London's good, but like AJ Brown's up here. So he's done a great job of collecting this talent. It's the difference is the quarterback play. And I don't know, like even if he gets because I think best case scenario we were all saying if Ritter gives us top 15 quarterback play, what is that going to look like? And I think with that schedule, it probably gives us 10 wins like this year. But I think long term, like I think we're just like I hate to say it because I hate it, but you're just end up in NFL mediocrity if you don't really have those big arm QBs that can throw downfield, that can break sacks, and do those type of things. Like I really feel like we're just going to be this team that's hovering around like 7 to 10 to 10 to 7, and maybe we win one playoff game, but we're not really like we're there, but we're not really there. You know what I mean? And like it's easy for us to sit here and say, "Oh, just go get that quarterback," because there's so very few top 10 quarterbacks that are truly, and even on the cusp of like that 12 top 12. But like if he's that's what I was saying, like this year, like the only real shot of Arthur sticking around if he gets another year is if he trades for a guy like Kyler Murray and he gets the most out of Kyler Murray, because you're like coin flip on the first round quarterbacks. The hit rate is around 24% first round quarterbacks. And that's why Desmond Ritter, he had his word cut out from, I think it's about 9% after the second round of QB hits. Like it's tough. It's really, really tough to get a QB. So when you have a shot at one, you got to take it, right? Like I think that was the thought process maybe with Deshaun Watson. He was given top 5 QB play in year out prior to, his things that went on. So I think if they're gonna get big game hunt, they gotta do it, man. Like this year is you just gotta go balls to the walls. But that's what I said. Like people keep asking me, like one of the most common questions I get on Twitter is like, who's the quarterback next year? And it really depends if Arthur's here or not. Because if Arthur's here, there's no way he's going with a rookie quarterback. There's just absolutely no way, because he'll be on the first next year. He'll be fired. Like there's just no way unless he comes out. I'm not saying be CJ Stroud, because CJ Stroud's doing his thing. He's literally he's breaking records every time he steps on the field. But if he gives you what Will Levis maybe is giving the Titans, like maybe he sticks around. But I really feel like if Arthur's here next year, there's no way that they take a rookie quarterback next year.
I agree with that. Yeah. It has to be a seasoned vet.
Like Damsky's his guy, and I love how he threw that in there. Like he subtly threw the endorsement in there for CJ, because he loves CJ.
Yep. I don't see that either. I don't see Arthur going, if he's allowed his 4th year, going in with a rookie to try and determine his longevity with the Falcons. A seasoned vet. I keep throwing the name too, man. Ryan Tannehill is a possibility here in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins is another. They don't want to hear it, but you got to go back into what made Arthur successful, and that's of course he inherited such a wonderful offense with Henry and, like you mentioned, Corey Davis and rookie AJ Brown. So he's and Tannehill that year, man, halfway decent, or more than decent. I think he threw for 3,800 yards, 25 TDs or so, or 30 TDs, 10 INT, something like that. Don't quote me on the numbers, but it's a guy that ran his offense to a T. So he's probably going to look back at his bag of tricks to save his ass next year, and that's a name right there. Sure, Kirk Cousins is another guy, but he's more of the wild card with that Achilles. We're seeing this magical medicine happen with Aaron Rodgers, because he's supposed to come back pretty soon. I doubt that Kirk Cousins is taking that route, but yeah, those are 2 names to definitely watch out or to look for if the Falcons stay with Arthur Smith, and we are in the play for another QB next year for sure.
Yeah, but Mike, the only reason I bring up the CJ Stroud thing is because people spent all offseason saying how stupid that dude was. And now look at him. That's all I'm saying. Because and I'll say it, and I say it every year. It's just the black QB stigma, man. They're stupid and they can't read a book, so people count them out. And I just love CJ's out there doing his dance. Now he's out there swabbling. Like, I
Being
just love
fair
it,
too,
man. Like,
Dempsey
every
called
time
it
he
all
does it, I'm like, yo, I hope he retweets somebody that just
Yeah.
counted him out.
Yeah,
That's
being
90%
fair, man.
Twitter.
Dempsey called it all along. He said CJ was ready, and CJ looked ready.
Yeah, I'll keep away from CJ. Let's keep this focused.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you could do the whole show on that best by yourself, buddy. All right, bounce back to the chat for a little bit. And hey, in chat, I'm gonna get to y'all as much as I can tonight. We got obviously a lot. We got a big panel here, so we'll do what we can.
Richie Grant, what happened? He lost his job. That's what happened.
So
Damsky, this is your guy, Damsky.
Are you two having beef on your Mike and John
Huh?
over Jalen Hawkins? Because Jalen Hawkins was Mike's guy, and Richie was.
Yeah.
No,
Man, we
yeah,
should've
Richie.
kept Jalen.
Look, I think the only folks, me and Trayshawn, were hanging on to Richie as long as we possibly could. Yeah, yesterday was absolutely terrible. I mean, and then you got Trey McBride coming out saying after the game, like, I was cooking that dude all game. So I was like, yeah, man, just go to me.
That's crazy.
That's the worst shit you can hear as a safety
you
or a
see
corner or anything after the game, man. And so that was just bad, dude. It was just bad. So, I mean, I don't, look, you got Helms there, you got Micah Abernathy, and I love Helms. But like I told y'all before, if you were listening earlier in the year, I'm a Bama fan. He was never really good in coverage. Now, he played better in coverage in the preseason, which is great, but he doesn't have really high-end speed. If he's made improvements in coverage, then awesome. But I mean, I'm not opposed to him getting a shot, and especially after watching that shit show yesterday. That was not impressive at all. But Liam, what's up, buddy?
I'll like counteract that, like the Richie Grant stuff. Like, I really feel like sometimes Nielsen puts him in a bad spot. Though, like I would be curious to see like the splits on like Richie Grant and Jesse Bates playing single high.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they play a lot of quarters coverage, but I don't know. Richie just can't find the ball like at all right now. And that was a common issue that AJ Terrell was having, but I think he's cleaned that up a bit now. But I don't know. Abernathy's intriguing to me. I seen him come down, play a hole defender on when they were playing cover one hole. So,
I hope not. Y'all can hear me, right? Can y'all hear me?
Auto-tune tonight. Yeah,
No
he
auto
sounded good
tonight. All right, cool, man.
No
Yeah, man, I was
You got the T-Pain. Tay Rush there,
for real, dude.
Hey, we appreciate that, man.
Jamal, what up? Oblivion, what up? Me and Red Machine, right?
That's Berto's on baby.
Berto.
Hell yeah.
Terry said, what up, Falcons fam? So excited for the show tonight, despite how upset I am about the loss yesterday. I'm feeling better today. New week. Bye. And be thanked.
Yeah, the bye came at a good time to me. I mean, these guys get a little break. If y'all saw Drake London after the game, he looked like he was just a beaten man. Just kind of like they asked him about it, and he paused for a solid 10, 15 seconds and just like, man, I don't like losing. I don't want to become a habit. Some things got to change, and I'm paraphrasing him. That's basically what he said. I didn't see much of the other post-game stuff, but let's talk about the 19th ranked pass defense. Taylor was 8 for 15, 55 yards. And the one TD to Scotty Miller, QBR 45.6. Didn't attempt to pass over 10 yards until late in the third, and it was pass interference. And then Dez was 4 for 6, 39 yards. Rushing TD, QBR 70.8. So under 100 yards. Bijan rushed for one more yard than we had in our entire passing game. Drake London had one target up until the fourth quarter.
Stop watching your draws and just throw them away. If you shit your draws and you piss on yourself, just throw them away, man. Just throw them away, because I feel like the coach got to go and both quarterbacks have to go. And I was all for Taylor, but I ain't with none of it now. Like, both the coach and the quarterbacks got to go. I'm going to tell you why I'd be pissed at Arthur Smith. The confidence you had in Desmond Ridder is infuriating to me now that I've seen the product on the field, because I'm thinking, what was it based on? Man, I haven't seen one thing from him that I thought, damn, that's so impressive. Right? He looked average at best. Man, in Kevin Samuels' voice, you're average at best. You know what I'm saying? And the same with Taylor. He looked average at best. But he didn't like bank on Taylor, so I won't give him that. But you banked on Desmond Ridder. But what did you see that you decided to bank a season on that shit? When we had the best defense we had in years, you banked our season on Desmond Ridder. And man, I believed in you. But then I saw the product on the field, and I'm just like, bro, both of these quarterbacks cannot get the job done, especially with that coach. And I don't know if it's the quarterbacks and the coach, or the coach and it ain't the quarterbacks, or it's like the quarterbacks and it ain't the coach. But I'm just saying, if I shit my pants, I ain't trying to figure it out if it spilled down in the pants. I just throw the pants away, the socks. I don't want to figure it out. Just throw the whole outfit in the trash and just hit, man, Burlington Coat Factory with like $30. You get some brand new drawers, some brand new socks, and some pants for $30. You just throw the whole thing away. I don't think, and this is a tweak anymore. I'm being honest. I don't think it's a tweak no more. I think you throw the whole bed in the trash and you go buy a new bed. And I'm pissed at Arthur Smith for banking our season on Desmond Ridder, man, because it don't matter who in the game. It's like they both the same person. So it don't matter who in the game. If it's Taylor or Desmond, bro, they both cannot. But how you not throw a pass for 10 yards? Like, what are you doing? Like, bro, you a professional quarterback and you won't throw. What type of play is being called? And like, it's frustrating to watch, man. And then do it when we got our best defense is it's hurt. It's just hurtful to watch. It's really hurtful.
It does.
That's why I can't wait to see the 22 this week. Because I mean, I did, from the broadcast, you can't tell, what the few, many times that Taylor he chose not to throw, either took sacks, had to scramble. Like, you couldn't see downfield. You can't see who's open, who's not. Like last week against, the previous week when I did against the Vikings, yeah, you could see a lot of missed opportunities in that game. A lot of missed opportunities that he'd had that didn't take or didn't see, didn't read, whatever. They were there. So I'm curious if it was the same thing or not. But either way, man, it's unacceptable, dude. Like, it's just, you're in year 3. You've bought all the groceries, like something. Like Mike, what you said, it goes back to both. It goes back to QB play and it goes back to the head coach. And you have if you have the bad combination of both, not really conducive play calling, and the QB's not up to snuff, then you're going to get what we got right now.
Ugly, man. Have you seen a girl who's hideous, man, and she got an attitude, bro? It's no win there. It's no point in that.
Attitude.
No, it's no point in that. Now, if you find and you got an attitude, maybe I could do. You hideous and got an attitude. It's not. What am I gonna win? I don't have anything to win, and I just feel like that. Like, it's no win with these. I don't want to see him develop. I don't want to take a chance on him next season, and I don't even want to see if the coach is gonna get his act together. No.
Well, so what Tay says here, I think they're going to make Arthur hire an OC knowing blank. So assuming that Arthur is here next year, well, Adam, we'll start with you, buddy. What would you like to see happen, and what do you think will happen? If they're two different things?
Oh boy.
What I would like to see happen
if Arthur is here. If Arthur is here,
the smartest thing I think he could do. First off, one of my biggest beefs with coaching staffs in general is putting coaches that have never either played or developed positions in position rooms that they have no place on being, right? TJ Yates being in there, like Arthur did it with Raheem Morris, like with the receivers. I personally, I don't understand it. I don't know what they have, because schematically, yeah, they probably could like get a sense on what they're doing, but what is TJ Yates teaching Drake London? How is TJ Yates teaching Drake London how to create separation?
Yeah.
When he's never had to do it at an NFL level. Like, to me, that's one of my biggest pet peeves anyways. I won't go down the rabbit hole because I'll be here forever. But the best thing that I think he could do, I think somebody, like you were saying about hiring an OC. First off, Arthur Smith is way too prideful to do that. He at some point, and Berto, you could probably speak on this too. At some point in your coaching career, you have to face the man in the mirror. At some point, you have to have a self-reflection.
Absolutely.
Say, hey man, like, this shit ain't working. I gotta find something new. And if he did that and he was truthful to himself, he would hire a guy like Joe Brady from the Bills as the quarterback coach.
Oh,
Joe, if anybody remembers LSU's historic run with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all the good stuff, at the beginning of the season, that offense was sputtering. until Joe Brady came in and developed the passing concepts of that team. So this is exactly what's wrong with Arthur Smith's offense, is there's no spacing in the offense. So therefore, and when we go spread, he does not understand how to get chip help to get Caleb McGarry. Like it's
right.
God. I just don't. When you go empty, you're saying to yourself, my 5 are better than what you're sending. Your 5, because a huge trend in the NFL right now is 5-on-5. So now we're trusting our 5. And Caleb McGarry's getting beat like a drum. So we could sit, you and me, all 3 of us can sit here till we're blue in the face. McGarry's trash. McGarry's this. What is his coach doing to help him?
Yeah,
is nothing. The answer is nothing. He's not doing anything to help him. No. Right? So you knew what he was when you signed him. You knew he's a road grader. He could open up run games. But in the past game, you knew you had to give him chip help, and he hasn't. Like, he's gone empty. He's like, they call it galaxy big brain stuff in the passing offense, because he's throwing concepts together that really just don't make sense. And then for Bijan Robinson, it's like, he's a really good threat out of the backfield, but how many times have you seen him run a wheel from the backfield? How many times have you seen him run it out from the backfield? How many times have you seen him run a Texas or an angle route out of the backfield? You just haven't. Like, he's putting him out in the slot, telling him to run a corner and out, and be a hot read, when it's like, to me, it's just like a whole bunch of bullshit. And I think he just needs a big self-reflection. To me, Joe Brady would be like, I've said this way long before, but if you combine like a guy that knows how to run the ball like Arthur does with a guy that knows how to develop passing offense, and I think it's advantageous for both people, because
it is.
Joe Brady's really not doing anything in Buffalo. He's not really going to be shining there. So, and you bring him in, I think they could complement each other well, and Joe Brady can go back to getting head coaching looks, because I really feel like Joe Brady's one of those guys that can be a head coach in the NFL. He's got like, his history is great. Like, I studied when we were rumored to be front runners for Terry Fontenot. His playbook was online, so I started watching it and studying it and understanding it. His concept is beautiful. Like, the red zone stuff is incredible. So
a lot of mesh concept routes he has.
Yeah, rub routes. Yeah,
rub routes.
Things out of the backfield, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Clyde, is it Claude? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He was eating on a bunch of running back routes in that offense. So, I mean, to me, it seems like a no-brainer. But like I said, going back to the original thing, if he doesn't look in the mirror, then this whole thing is moot, and we're just running it back with the same shit storm. You know?
I would like somebody. I don't know. You guys can disagree or agree with it. I strongly believe like this Falcons offense can benefit from a pure West Style Coast offensive coordinator, somebody that can bring in, somebody from that Pete Carroll tree that can come in, because you see what Geno Smith is doing in Seattle. He's not the greatest quarterback, but he's competent enough. He's a high-end Josh Dobbs.
He's on time with all of his throws. He's beautiful.
Very on time. But a guy like somebody within that concept there that can run that West Coast offense can probably bring the absolute best in what we have now. But more importantly, the tight end position, man. This is Arthur Smith's baby, man. 11 personnel, 2 tight end sets. This is your bread and butter, so to say, from your days in Tennessee. And dude, you're falling flat on your face, man. You're sending these guys on jet sweeps, on screens. I get it. That might have worked, against Minnesota, sure. But to continuously feed that into the playbook, it's try it once, sure, and then try it down the line, maybe in week 16 or something like that. You just keep too much of the same things consistent, where NFL is a copycat league that's going to go ahead and pick up on all of that. You see it, Damsky, I'm sure you've seen it. Anytime Bijan goes on a hot route, there is a corner sitting in that zone waiting for that as soon as he lines up in the slot, because there's no creativity, which also challenges the coaching staff in this aspect. Who the hell is the passing coordinator for the Falcons? Who takes that responsibility?
Isn't it Ragone? Is it Ragone? This is part of my problem. I really feel like Dave Ragone does nothing for this team.
Does nothing, exactly. Yeah. There's you got Arthur Smith, sure. You know who the assistant head coach is in Jerry Gray. You officially is Dave Ragone as your offensive coordinator. But then everybody has an assistant when you look up and down the coaching tree on multiple NFL teams. The Falcon staff is relegated to just, okay, Smith's the head coach, This is your assistant. We have one defensive coordinator. We have one of everything. There's no assistants helping build these game plans, or the infrastructure to any of these goddamn plans. So there's a lot of pressure within this, within this coaching staff in itself. That's why we're freaking doomed also, man.
Man, I gotta clip that tomorrow, Berto. I gotta clip that tomorrow. Hey, man, that was epic.
Oh shit, sucks, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, what both of y'all said. I mean, like Adam, what you said, with the spacing, it shows up on the film. You watch it every week, and what's fucking maddening is every week he was like, we have to make adjustments. We have to look at ourselves and go. But you haven't. Dude, like I'm watching it every week, and you see the same shit on film that didn't work the previous week. So how many weeks are you going to try it? Like
so that's what I'm saying. I don't even feel like I could stop at weeks. How many years are you going to try? So I don't want him here next year. I don't say how many years. You have not progressed as a head coach. You have not gotten more. You are stupid, stubborn, and not creative. It's just that simple. You are stupid, stubborn, and you're not creative. Young, you can't adjust like mid-game. You're stupid. I haven't seen you, man. Like when it's like a mental thing between him and the other coach, he lose 100% of those.
100%.
He lose 100% of the time. So no, you are a stupid man. You are, and I don't know if you're stupid in your life, but you stupid. You are not qualified to be a professional head coach. No,
not qualified.
And I'm just being honest, and he's not creative. Again, like he said, there are people who know the plays, who just sitting. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's going to be like one of 4 plays in this position, and it's one of the 4. So it's like, man, you coach how I would coach. And so nah, bro, you can't be the coach if you coaching how I would coach. You're not qualified to be the head coach of my football team. And how many years are we gonna give you? I always said this. I have no problem if you blaming it on some shit that is real. Like, man, I didn't pick this quarterback. I didn't pick the players. I don't have who I would need to do my thing. All right, fine. Well, if I give you like everything you could possibly ask for to do your thing, and like John said, you fall flat on your face, there's no excuse except that you're stupid, stubborn, and not creative. You have to be real at some point. Now, it's no excuse. Now it's you. I don't want to hear no quarterback. It's the quarterback you picked. It's the backup you picked. But this is all you're picking, and you still fell fat on your face. I don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't need you here next year. And I mean that with blank. I don't know how old he is. I think he like 184, but I don't think he got like, man, more time to waste, dog. I know he want to hold that trophy up in his lifetime, and he's such a great human being. I want to see him do it. So I don't think that we have years to play around with somebody that's not progressing whatsoever.
Yeah, and the Sour Pickle Man, what's up? He said, in all honesty, I know you said Arthur Blank doesn't get rid of coaches in the season, but is it smart to keep a coach around when you're creating a losing culture?
You don't cut the head coach in the middle of the season. You don't do it, man. It's not going to help the team. If you think the team is going to go on a run after cut, that's not going to happen, buddy. You don't. I think it's no good that come out of that.
Unless it's like a Raiders McDaniel situation where it was just gone, like just lost. Like there was no hope for that situation. Like I get that happening. But here, I mean, I'd assume if that happened, it'd be Jerry Gray moving into the head coaching position, and you have Dave Vergone call plays. That's how I just assume it would go.
It'll probably get worse.
I mean, you just don't know. You don't know. I mean, so. Yeah, I don't know. Larry, what's up, man?
Larry, what up?
What up, Larry?
Grant will still be starting.
Grant will still be starting, yeah. And the reason why I'm saying it's an embarrassment because the guy who beat us last week, he's the default player on Madden. He's the player who don't even got no face. If you go on Madden, how much you in bad? He not even on there. He probably just a shadow. He probably ain't even on Madden yet. And then a one-win team. A one-win team, man. Y'all couldn't muster up enough to beat a one-win team. It's humiliating, especially when we got all the talent in the world. Like I've said this on countless shows. There got to be coaches in the league who quiet. I ain't talking about in the press conference, at home at the dinner table. It's like, man, if I was over there, we'd be in the playoffs. If I had that talent, we'd be in the playoffs. But I ain't gonna say nothing. If I went to Atlanta and I had all of that, man, I would know how to use those pieces to take us somewhere. And they probably look at him like he's stupid, stubborn, and not creative.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and just looking how the first half of the game. So we went 3-0 on the first. Obviously, we all know that went 3-0 on the first drive. Next two drives, we scored touchdowns and we ran the ball a lot in those two drives. And it was Heineke getting out of the pocket, using his feet because he had to. Didn't have to throw that much. So cool. But then you go in the second half and it's a completely different story. Couldn't throw, ran a little bit, but it just wasn't there, And then Dez comes in, operates it a little bit better. So, Adam, who you going with the rest of the season?
For quarterback?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I said Desmond should have started the whole year. Like it's just at this point, like Taylor can give you 4 games, but he turns into a pumpkin after that. You know what I mean? Like Taylor's a solid guy. I think he's one of the better backups in the league, but I just think you're putting a lot on his plate when he's just got his backup quarterback is like a real job. Like that's a real good job. And even so much so, I listen to a lot of draft stuff. The Eagles actually value backup quarterbacks over guards. Like they'll draft a backup quarterback before they'll draft a guard. So it's a valuable position, and Heineke's really good, and he can flex you a couple of games, but he's not going to. But my thing is Taylor's always performed when he's popped in, right? And he just these 2 games he hasn't done it, and then I think that's more of an indictment on Arthur, right? You would think, I don't know. But me, the Falcons aren't gaining anything. I don't know. For me, it's you made your bed, you chose Ritter, sleep in it now. Just roll with it, see what you get. And honestly, you're probably not gonna like how it ends, but I mean that's who you roll with. You continuously said you had faith in him. You believe he's a great leader. Apparently, he doesn't turn the ball over. That was the book on him. So I mean, just ride it out. I mean, the best thing he was playing good games. I would say you just figure out a way to limit those turnovers. And I know you were saying about we didn't throw the ball 10 yards downfield, but I think that's Arthur's lack of confidence in the quarterbacks right now. And maybe the quarterbacks it's funny because in the game you see Ritter comes in, instantly play action fake 15-yard throw. You know what I mean? And it's just okay, so if you don't trust Taylor to throw it more than 10 yards, why would you put him in? I don't know. At this point, you're playing a team that's 1-8, right? You into this game, you said this is your Super Bowl. You got to win this one. This is your Super Bowl. Why are you not letting it rip? You know what I mean? I don't
exactly.
If that's your game plan going in the Super Bowl to not throw a ball 10 yards. I don't even want to make the Super Bowl because I ain't trying to be embarrassed on that.
We would have lost the Super Bowl in heartbreaking fashion yet again after that performance, man.
Fuck, man. But my answer is, my long-winded answer is, man, you should have just rolled with Ritter. I love Heineke. He's my guy, and I was hoping he was going to ball out these 2 games, but it is what it is. We're just here in QB purgatory.
True, man.
Yeah, Mike.
Taylor. And it's no hesitation. Here's why, and I am biased. I'm gonna say that again and again and again. But the reason why I'm saying it is, I saw more of Ritter, and he turns the ball over, and that's what we can't have that. So I think that we would have a different record if not for turnovers this year. That has been our main problem. If we had one. And he was behind a lot of those. So you can't make that mistake with me. And I think Taylor is the reason I give him a little bit more of a rope is because it's your first 2 games. Your first, I can't expect for you to cut, even though you're a vet, I can't expect for you to come out and I got to be fair with your shot and him warming it up and him getting reps with the starters and all that too. I can't expect him to come out and throw for 400 and 300 and be amazing. But man, Desmond, to me, he just wasn't. I was supposed to, man. I thought he was going to get better and better and better and better, and I didn't see that. He was getting slightly better, but he was doing stupid shit in every game, and then even Taylor was doing stupid shit. So I just feel like this. You asking me if I want like the day shift strippers. I don't want either one of them. You like for real. He's like asking me to choose between two day shift strippers, and I don't want to choose, man. Like I feel like I can't win that. So I feel like it's the same thing. So I gotta go to like the dark corner and have a drink and then kind of squint my eyes to enjoy myself. So I'm not no, but I say Taylor, we gotta pick. But I say like again, I would not be mad if you threw Desmond in because I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know who to blame again because I don't know if it's the coach. And like I'm not being funny. I am really waiting on your all 22 because I would like to see. I don't know whose fault it is, man. I'm being honest with you. I just don't know what to say right now. I don't know if it's Desmond Ridder is incompetent. I can't really say that with all my heart, and I can't say, oh man, Taylor is trash because he's so exciting. He could use his legs. To me, he made some great plays when he chose to throw it away instead of doing some dumb shit. And I enjoy that. And it's the coach. And it's the line. I really need you to tell me like who's at fault, and then I could play the blame game. Because as of right now, I'm just mad at the team overall, and the person who got the stupidest face is the coach. So I'm just blaming the person with the stupidest face. I mean, I'm honest. Like to me, you are the leader. You the captain of the boat. So you got to think with the ship. I got to get you first, and so that's who I'm going on. But I need you to tell me because I need to know if it was like some open guys who he just wasn't seeing, if he had time, if he was making good decisions or not. Because you can't always see that from the TV broadcast.
I'll take a page from what Jerry Gray said. You know, your in-game status is based on how you practice, you know, during the week. Go with the hot hand in practice. Who shows the most moxie, the most understanding, makes the smallest mistakes against our defense in practice, and ride the hot hand. I've said before, you know, I don't see how you can go back to Desmond Ridder after, you know, naming Taylor Heineke the quarterback. But at this point, dude, I want better results. And
anybody,
right? And that goes for anybody, right? I'd even throw Logan Woodside's fucking name in.
Hey, I swear to God, I will.
He looked more than halfway decent during the preseason. He ran the offense pretty well. He was an understudy to Tannehill. And in training camp, he was an understudy in the Tennessee days. I don't know how much of that would help in now for him, but god damn it, man. But that's just me rambling. But to answer your question, I'd let Taylor Heineke just ride it out, man. I'll just give him the ball and let him rock out, man.
All right, well, we'll have two Taylors and two Desmonds because I'll go Desmond, and it's just, I mean, it's similar to what you said, Damsky, but it's like I felt like if you made the switch and that was Arthur saying, okay, we feel like this offense can be elevated immediately with Taylor, and that's what I took from it. So like, okay, well, if that's what you're going to do, we're going to need to see that happen like immediately, and it just hasn't happened. We've lost 2 games. Y'all saw the all 22 I did. Taylor had 5 turnover-worthy plays in the first game. He threw the ball right into the defender's hands on the first drive, for miscommunication on this last game. He's going to turn the ball over too. I mean, unfortunately, that's just been his MO too, kind of throughout his career. He's like we said before, a gunslinger, right? Sometimes it gets you in trouble. Sometimes it works out. But going into next season, I think there's less of a chance that Taylor's your quarterback next year than there is Desmond. I don't think there's much of a chance of either one of them being your quarterback next year.
Me neither.
But I think the better chance is probably Desmond, just because he's your guy. You picked him. You know, he has shown progression in the past game. Yeah, the turnovers have obviously killed him. But like I said, I've watched it. I've seen him progress throughout the past game. But if he can, and as somebody asked me on Twitter, like I think our buddy Joe Patrick had tweeted out today what Arthur said about the quarterback decision. He hasn't made a decision yet. If y'all hadn't seen, he's going to wait and I guess decide later. And I just put out to me, I go with Desmond at this point. And some dude asked why, just to get more turnover, something like that. And I said no, because you're hoping that he keeps progressing and the turnovers get better. That's what you're hoping. That's what you're banking. That's all you got. You can't really predict it. That's just, it is what it is. So, That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, but I'm like you, Mike. I mean, I don't, and Alberto, like, I just want to win. Like, I would love to win the rest of the season, have some positivity going on. So whichever one is going to be that way, I mean, sure. But yeah, and I just feel like
none of them.
yeah, I just feel like I feel like when I watch it this week, it's going to be a lot of the same as last week. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't.
I was gonna say there's an old football saying that if you have 2 QBs, you have none.
You have none.
So
That's a good saying. Yeah, that's a good one,
bro. Can you imagine the Benz when we, on the first drive and we go fucking 3 and out? The amount of boos that you're going to hear in that stadium. I'm gonna hear it all the way up. Damsky might hear him all the way up in Canada, bro. That's how bad it's gonna be, man. So he better get his shit right, man. He better get his shit together.
If it is Desmond against New Orleans, like it's New Orleans defense, I think is just. Like, we play some tough defenses down the stretch here. And it's just like it could snowball pretty bad, like coming up here. I'm not even saying the Saints are good, but they just play a ridiculous amount of man coverage. And that's literally Desmond's kryptonite. And the Jets played a ridiculous amount of man coverage as well. They're foreseeable. Like it could be a tough month, man, next month.
Yeah.
Just enjoy Christmas time.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Oh God!
Make sure you got. Make sure y'all got some hobbies that make you happy. Some things to do.
Ice fishing. We do ice fishing up here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Man, yeah. Who down to pull a weekend at
Weekend at Bernie's. Hey, dog, I said that last week. Dan Reeves would be,
Oh my goodness.
His fucking ghost to be better than this dude.
Yeah,
Joe Gibbs would be better than him.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Bill Cowher will be better than him.
Oof. Speaking of Bill Cowher, John, may I ask a question to you, my friend? Would you like to pivot to that off-topic question that we're talking about a possible head coach down the line? Damsky, I know, dude, you're all 22 in a sense. So what's a viable head coach for you that would fit this team best? Like, where would you look to if you're gonna hire a coach next year? If if Arthur Smith is let go by year's end, who do you want to see here in Atlanta? Is there one guy that sticks out there? I know there's an obvious one out there, but I'll let you answer as far as who would you want here in Atlanta.
Is it John? Did you ask John or are you asking me?
No, I'm asking you, buddy.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It's Bobby Slowick by a mile. Bobby Slowick from the Houston Texans, the offensive coordinator. So, like, I was pretty unfamiliar, and then when I found out he came from PFF, I was like, yeah, I'm out on this guy. I'm like, he's going to ruin CJ Stroud, da-da-da. I was completely unfamiliar of the rooms that he's been in. And after, obviously, like, I'm obviously tracking CJ Stroud's, for people that don't know, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan, so I obviously want to root for CJ when he's not playing us. But so when I started watching them, I'm like, God damn, this is a lot of Sean McVay. Like, this is so much Sean McVay stuff going on here. And I'm watching them in gap scheme. Like, they're pushing vertically. Like, their skill guys are just open, and I'm like, what is happening? So I'm like, I start to, like, this guy's been in rooms with, he was in the legendary coaches room that the Athletic did a Hugh OC, a whole, like, series on of McVay, LaFleur.
It's an awesome series.
McVay, LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and McDaniels. He was in that room. He was in the next room. I think he wasn't here. He was in San Fran after that. Like, this guy has been around greatness, like, just studied greatness his whole career. And, like, I'm watching it and I'm like, these are so progressive downfield. He's got an answer for everything. Like, of course, CJ Stroud's balling, but early on in the season, like, a lot of it was slow, just making reads simple, making everything simple for CJ, just setting the table. Like, just like how you're supposed to get a young QB going, and like just getting him in rhythm with like simple, quick RPO slants, like just simple things that it's like one read, bang, two reads, bang. Like it's out of their hands. They don't have to think. Like the Texans didn't have a great offensive line coming into the year, but because of everything on time and the way CJ's seeing the field right now, like their offensive line's playing it, like it's just like effortless to me. And I think Slowick's young, but if he's the next wonder boy, I would not be too early to even jump on that train. Even if there's like a year where it's a transition where he's got to get his guys in or he's got to get his footing on like actually becoming a head coach. I think like in the terms of like he's been around great head coaches. He was around what's his face? I always forget his name. And the Jets. Not Raheem. I always forget the Jets. Name.
Oh,
yeah.
The Jets,
dude.
Saleh, Robert Saleh. He was around him. D'Amico Ryans, I think, is one of the. He should be in conversation for Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year.
Like he was around him, Kyle Shanahan, just guys that demand a lot of those guys. So, like I think he's had great mentors too. So I think this transition for him to become a head coach is soon, man. Like, and if it's this year, then it's this year. But if we're a year away from being a year away, then hey, from firing Arthur Smith, then hey, man, like 2025, I would 100% put that guy at the top of my chain.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Yes, sir. Oh my God, sweetness! Woo!
We bring Dion to being the head coach, and then he bring his son.
Wow. Could you imagine the uprising in Atlanta?
The whole it's gonna fill the stadium. He ain't gonna do no worse than Arthur Smith. He's not gonna do worse. He'll be the same man. And we got a quarterback. Two birds with one stone.
The only comparable thing they have is they both have a 3-game losing streak, but I'm sorry for throwing that out there.
They do.
Man, bring Prime. He say, come on, man, package the deal. You go get Prime for that. I think you give him the shot in his home, in the stadium he built. Well, not the stadium he built, but the house he built. I think you give him the shot, and you bring his son, and you give him the shot.
I like the combo.
Can't hurt.
John?
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the Slowick idea, but just because, as much as we have the love-hate thing with Shanahan, I mean, if it works, and you see what he's doing with a young QB, granted, Stroud's obviously a talented dude, but, you don't typically just walk into the NFL and do what he's doing without having some good coaches around you and being, elevated. So, like, that says a lot. I can't remember his name, but OC at from the Eagles.
The young guy.
But,
yeah,
I like him too.
Johnson, is it Brian Johnson or something
maybe,
like that?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Done great with Jalen Hurts there. So two, and I mean, I want you to tell your name. So
so I'm gonna go old school on this one. I think that this Falcons team would definitely benefit from a veteran head coach, a very vested veteran head coach. I would think of John Fox as a coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Hold on. Go back to 2015, the success that he had in Carolina, the Super Bowl. Sure, they lost to Denver, or was it 2000 and something. Yeah. He was there. He had a great Carolina Panthers team. He had a two-headed running back tandem there with Foster and D'Angelo Williams. He had an all-pro tight end in Greg Olsen at the time. He had competent receivers, one great one in Steve Smith. I think, you bring in a guy like John Fox, who's no fucking nonsense. And, oh, by the way, he was doing RPO reads, and he knows how to coach a mobile quarterback. Yeah. So there's a leg up in that situation there. He's been away from the game for years now. So, he might have reinvented his game or his coaching style, and it might fit in today's mold of the NFL. My whole thing is I'm buyer beware on these up-and-coming youngsters that are coming into the game. I think the best case that we can learn from is our very own team with the Falcons and Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith, caught fire, and the NFL fucking caught wind of it back in 2021. Atlanta was just dumb enough to be like, okay, here you go. Here's the head coaching gig. This is for you, buddy. See what you can do with it. Sure, he has brought great pieces in, but he's underutilizing these great pieces. And a lot of the great pieces that we have here are inching towards the end of contracts. Kyle Pitts is comes to mind. So it's like, all right, what do we do next? If Arthur Smith is not the guy, how do we save what we have collected over the years in these first rounders? You bring in a guy, I believe, like John Fox, like I mentioned, a veteran guy that's been in the league, for quite some time. I know he's in somebody's he's a defensive quality coach for some team. Now, I want to say it's the Colts, but I could be wrong on that. But give the guy another chance. A Jim Caldwell would be another guy too who has Super Bowl experience. That's another guy that you can look at. But I think the Atlanta Falcons team can benefit from a veteran head coach to come in here and mold these young guys into better players down the line.
Berto dug in the crates with the albums and the CDs and the DVDs, man, to get John Fox. I love it. John Fox was an animal, man. He's a great head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, John was good. I would say, if there's any situation where Matt LaFleur gets fired in Green Bay, I would probably be.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. And make Matt Ryan, for God's sakes, the quarterback coach.
He ain't going to come out of his. He's got a nice job.
Yeah,
there's no way. That'd be nice, but he's the money he's making, the money's already made. I don't think he's ready to jump back on the sideline. But
did you see this quote unquote breaking news for the Falcons?
When? Just now?
Yeah, just apparently that Arthur Smith has or Arthur Blank has Arthur Smith's support for next year.
Oh yeah. Oh, for next year.
Fuck, man.
No, I know that. For next year? Hang on.
Are you serious?
So,
ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news.
I hate when he do that. You cannot do that so early.
The quote that came with this thing from Jeff Schultz, ATL, who Jeff Schultz is pretty good. It says the only way Smith isn't back as the team's coach in 2024 is if there's evidence players are tuning him out or the team completely unravels, which I think there's a possibility of both.
Dov Clemmy just broke the same thing on Twitter, according to Andrew Brandt. Yeah. Falcons owner Arthur Smith won't fire head coach Arthur Smith, and Smith is expected to return to coach the team in 2024. God damn it!
He does that. He is too nice
crazy.
With that, man. Falcon for life, and you already saying he got the job next year. You can't do that.
It's crazy that you're in a 3-game skid and you back him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're in a season where you have
unraveling. You see who we losing to, bro? These are not good teams. Like, what are you having faith for?
In a season where you've had one of the easier schedules in the league, and you're supposed to be putting up points, and we're averaging 18, and our kicker has almost 50% of our points scored.
Fucking nonsense.
That's not even a fake stat. It should be, but it's not true.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, my God, man, that's crazy. I mean, okay, well, I guess that head coach talk week is just that was a wasted segment.
I just seen it as Berto was talking.
God damn it!
Unfortunate, man.
Oh man, that's so unfortunate, man.
Father Mullet, man. What's that? He said, "Look how the Cards spam McBride yesterday. Where's our play designs to hit our studs on these plays?"
I would have loved to seen Trey Flowers line up and fucking try and shut down Trey McBride, give him a shot, play big nickel, utilize him, just a man up against, Trey McBride. That's what I figured, Trey Flowers was brought in for. Honestly, man, it was just, use him in that Aqib Talib role back with how Denver used to use him back in the day. Just line up. He was notorious for lining up against Gronk anytime, he drew that assignment. Tall, lengthy guy. He's a tall, lengthy guy. Why not? Just mix shit up, man. See what works and just ride that fucking horse, man. Because right now, evidently, what we're doing, defensively, week in and week out, sure, a lot of it is working, but there's massive leaks in the middle of this Falcons defense, and tight ends are having a field day continuously. We've been shitting on by every tight end that that has played against us this year, and we have done nothing to fix it.
There was 2 instances where we didn't. It was when Jeff Okudah lined up on Evan Ingram.
Against the Jags. Yeah.
Jeff Okudah is really about that the physicality. I just don't know why we don't go to that earlier, because he's a 6'2" physical corner. He can really stick with it. He can actually run, and he's a Buckeye. So
There you go.
He always throw that in. He always throw that in. Hey, you got to pay attention. He's sneaky with that at the end.
But yeah, I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
That's the only enjoyable football I got going on in my life right now.
I feel you. I know. But not me. Well, you know what Milo was saying though. I mean, that's what's infuriating, man. You spend a top 5 pick on Pitts. You spend an 8th pick on London. You know, you another with Bijan too, and it's like you don't utilize any of them. I mean, like it's so sporadic, man. And you've got it's disconjointed. There's no flow. It's predictable. It's just
disconjointed. John breaking out the big words to express his disappointment in his team, man.
It is, man. But now let's talk about the defense because they've had a little struggle over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But actually, before we get to that, Arthur did say, you know, in his press conference today, he's like, you know, there's always a player or two that, you know, if it goes a different way, can decide the game. And he's not wrong. Because on the 4th and 1 play that Des slipped on the ground or tripped on somebody's feet or whatever happened with that shit, were you guys okay with the call going 4th and 1? Did you like the play call, or what would y'all have done, Mike? What do you say, buddy?
No, because your team. Well, if you're gonna do that, I wouldn't do it with Ritter. I'd have put Tyler or CP, but I wouldn't have done it. I would have kicked that field goal because your offense is struggling. You need all the points you can get. And if I'm ever gonna go battering ram with a short field, it's going Tyler. I'm going him 100% of the time. I'm not going Desmond. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if he slipped, but man, I wanted to pop him when he did that because I thought he fell early. I thought he could have got that, but I thought he thought he got it. So he just like, I'm gonna get right there. He didn't know where to get to. And I just was not satisfied with that. So I don't think you do that with Desmond Ritter. If I'm going battering ram, I'm always gonna go with Tyler. I'm not going with any, but I don't go with that if we struggling to get points. You need all the points and you got the best kicker in the NFL. I'm gonna kick that ball.
Yeah, and Bobby, I agree with you, dude. That's what I said on my all 22. If he stretches that thing out, it's a touchdown, but didn't happen. Berto, would you have went for it there?
Yeah, sure, of course. It's kind of, you know, mantra of Coach Arthur Smith being ballsy all year, going for those dicey plays and stuff like that. But I agree with Mike. You know, if you're going on that play, I'm not putting the ball in the quarterback's hand. I'm going to the battering ram, and I'm going Tyler Algier. You know, they've gotten sort of creative, and it's weird that I'm even saying the word creative. They've even lined up Ryan Uziel as a tight end or as a fullback. Why not bring him in the game? Sure, you know, you're showing the defense, yeah, we're going to fucking run the ball. It's your job to stop it. But fuck, man, go ahead, apply the pressure. Go in, go for it. Why not go for it, man? So, yeah, that's me. I would have definitely went with it, but it would have been, like Mike said, Tyler Algier.
I was trying to do a cop out and see what the advanced analytics was saying about it, but I can't find it. So because I usually wait until that comes out until I gripe and moan about go or not go kind of thing. But I'll say this: like, if it's me personally, I know Berto was saying about Tyler Algier, but like the Falcons gotta have it play in 4th and short situations was like a toss sweep to Bijan and him just finding a hole and getting it. I probably would have went to that play before I ran Desmond. Desmond just runs like a baby deer. He's just all over the place. I mean, he doesn't really ever have his feet under him. He just keeps, you know what I mean? So I probably would have went to Bijan in that situation, but I also love Bijan, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. I would have done the sneak. I'm fine with the call to go for it. You know, of course, hindsight, you'd love to have the points, but I get why you go for it in that situation. I'm going Tyler. Even CP, man. How many times do you see CP get pushed back? I mean, CP's running over folks, especially if he gets ahead of steam or Bijan. Like any 3 of those guys, I would have been happy with. And Mike, Super Content wants to know if you have anything against C-section scars and stretch marks.
If day shift strippers,
wow, that is all natural.
Day shift strippers got all that, dog. That's why it got to be real dark and you got to be in the corner. You gotta
Oh,
be in the
man.
corner when it's day
What
shift.
the fuck, yo?
I'm trying to tell you, don't want to go too early, bro. Don't go too early.
Hold on. Is this a fucking prank? Was that a real? Is that a real question? Like, where did that question
As
come
real as it
from?
gets, bro. Expect
Yeah.
the unexpected.
Yeah, you're Falcon
boy.
mind,
You're
baby. That's
Falcon
what's,
mind.
what's gonna
Hell
happen.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean,
This Mike's dating show on top of this, or what?
Man,
kind
I'm
of.
trying to tell you.
It's a little bit. It's a little
Hold
bit.
on, Madamski. Hold on for a minute, because I have a great question for you. Since you've been doing the all 22, right?
Yeah.
What have you seen? Because you get to see all the breakdowns. What have you seen that the fans, because we hot here, so we say, "Yeah, man, it was motherfucking Ritter," or it was like the blocking of the line. But since you broken this down and you do the all 22, and you coach, can you tell us what you see is the main problem of why we can move the ball but not score points?
In the red zone, yeah. So I think the biggest issue in the red zone is just getting too pretty. Just like trying to think defenses are gonna do stuff when they're not gonna do stuff. I think you just gotta kind of stick to true to who you are, which is like a run first, like play action kind of team. And he's like out here doing some wild shit, tight end 2, throwing to tight end 3 kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and it's just like jet sweeps to Johnny, and it's just
Oh,
like
man.
like at the end of the day, man, like you're designing these plays for McCole Pruitt and Johnny Smith. Like, why can't you, even if you wanted to do a tight end jet sweep, why are you not giving that ball to Kyle Pitts, or why are you not
I got you.
doing that with Bijan? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think like Nate Tice put it from the Athletic. He put it the best way. Like, you're doing too much. You're just doing too much. Like, just keep it simple. What you got there between the 20s is gonna get you in the end zone. Like, you just
Yeah.
you know, give it to Bijan. You know, give it to Algier. You know,
Yeah.
jump ball to Drake. Like, my issue is sometimes they'll call shit for Heineke in the red zone that they didn't call for Desmond, and
Yep.
I think that's more indictment. Like, we threw slot wheel. So slot wheel is so the number 1 receiver outside, he runs like a hitch or some kind of in breaking route, and the 2 receiver so the slot receiver runs a wheel up around that. So it's trying to create like a natural rub,
Yeah.
or
natural.
it could be called for OPI. And that was that beauty, that little drop the bucket throw from Tyler to Scotty Miller, I think in the back, and I think it was 2 games ago. I've never seen that play. I've seen Arthur do that in training camp. I've seen videos of that play be called in training camp, but he has never called that play for Ritter. I've never seen him call that play for Ritter. Why are we not just putting Drake London and trying to do that? Or why are we not trying to put Kyle Pitts and doing that in a simplistic way? Like, that's simple. Everybody knows slot fade. Everybody runs slot. The whole NFL runs slot fade. You put your best guy in the slot, you run a fade with him, and you let him make
That's
a play.
it.
At some point, you just, 6'6", 250-pound Kyle Smith, he's probably going to come down with that ball. 6'5", 220-pound Drake London, he's probably going to come down with that ball. Like, it's just, don't outsmart yourself, man. You got a horse in the backfield, you got a horse at receiver, a horse at tight end. Just make it simple. And that's probably my biggest pet peeve, just with the offensive play calling in general. Like, he just does too much. And like this whole, like, we had Sunday morning, we woke up to, the focus is going to be to get Bijan on the ball. Like, why was that not the focus 9 weeks ago? Like, that makes no sense. Like, I just, like, this guy is like literally the first like 5 weeks he was on pace to break the most tackles in like NFL history for a rookie. Why are you not giving that guy the ball in the goal line? I have no idea. But like, that's what I said. The biggest issue I see is I'll say the spacing as well as a close second. It's like you're doing too much,
Don't always say that.
and then the spacing on the passing concept.
Yeah, I think the light at the end of the tunnel could be, he figures it out post buy, like after the buy.
Yeah,
and he figures it out. I see this offense really performing the way in 2018 where Steve Sarkisian was on, where he couldn't get the ball in the end zone, and then lo and behold, the flip switched, and boom, we were the highest scoring team for the rest of the NFL year that year. So hopefully something similar like
Yeah,
that. Can happen.
Berto. Now you talking my talk, Berto.
I come in waves, and I apologize, man. I'm not that I'm
Very
wavy.
emotional.
I'm
Very emotional.
wavy. Let's get it straight. I am wavy, but it's just that I come with that too. You know what I'm saying? My persona is the same way. I do. I want to be fucking optimistic, dude. This is the team. I love this team, bro. But it's hard to get behind what he's calling a lot of the times. Like you said, hell yeah, a 6'6" guy in the slot, throw him the fade route. About 95% of the time, advantage offense. Hell, I'll even throw another route concept. Julian Edelman made his money on that. We call it the Julian Edelman route, where it's a 5 and back in. You widen the cornerback's hips and you bring it back inside. That's an easy touchdown. And you have a shifty guy in Scotty Miller that can get it done. Hell, Van Jefferson can probably run it because he has nifty, nimble feet that he can. He could probably run that. The question is, will he fucking catch the ball? Because we all know the drops that he has. But
Berto taking a
give
shot.
it a shot. Give it a shot. Let's see what works, man. Show the NFL that we do have more tricks in this bag than what accustomed to showing week in and week out, man.
So
I love it.
Was I think Jared here was saying that report was false about what where'd you say?
So from the JPA person, I don't know who that is, but I got it from Jordan Schultz, ATL, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the one I retweeted. If people follow me, I'll pull it up.
I saw Andrew Brandt.
Jeff
Andrew Brandt
Schultz,
too.
Sorry, ATL.
Okay.
Was the one.
Dr. Gon says missing the playoffs, not unraveling after
But
starting.
that's what I'm saying. How is it not unraveling? Like, what are you watching?
Yeah.
A one-win team beat us yesterday. Like, what are you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, another play. That 2-point conversion.
Oh God.
Now, me personally, I mean, that play could have worked if Drake runs a little bit deeper in the end zone. But it's just I personally hate cutting off half the field when when the defense is already defending a short field. That just, to me, I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't like it personally. I would not have called that play. Mike, what'd you think about it?
Man, John Madden, the GOAT. John Madden had this thing where he would always say it would drive him insane when you had to achieve a first down and you stopped short of it. You was going to catch it, and then you would spin up, go past the stick, go past the mark you need to go to. So if you catch it, it's already done. And I have no idea why you would be short of that and then try to tough it in. But it was that, to be honest, was great defense because it could have worked. It was a good pass. It was there, but you go past the mark, man. You go past. That's John Madden would have. I know he rolled over when he saw that. So I'm not a fan of that. I think you go past the marker on first downs. You go past the marker when you need a 2-point. You go past. You don't try to get it and run. It's just too condensed to do that. So you go past the mark.
Yeah. Yeah, those condensed play. I didn't have a problem with that. I agree with you. I think if Drake could have probably spread out a little bit more, he would have had more room to work with. But I'm also a big fan of a tight end leak in that sort of play when you have everybody so bunched. Because the defense, like you mentioned, they're working a short field. So it would have been a perfect time. Hell, I would even give fucking John Fitzpatrick a goddamn chance down there. The guy's 6'7", for Christ's sake.
Berto try anything. He just said Woodside, Fitzpatrick.
Shit, anybody, man. Gotta go into the. Gotta go.
All options on today's show.
Fuck
anybody could get it.
But somebody to that effect, a guy with size, obviously you want to have the advantage on your side. So I would have flirted with that. But of course, we went to Drake and it didn't work out our way. But yeah, leak the tight end for Christ's sake. Let's see what happens. Throw it up.
Back it up, John. Let me just. I don't know who this is, but nah, buddy, we don't do that.
You survived 28-3, man. Come on,
bro, man. Listen to me, man.
That's the lowest.
I understand like your frustration because they getting on all our nerves, but we don't. A bad dog is we never doing that. So I encourage you, man. I ain't judging you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not nothing. I'm just saying, dog, hang in there with me, man. Don't do that. Don't abandon because you got all them jerseys, you got all them hoodies, all them hats. Come on, man. So and the shit only fits you because like the collar stretched out, the strings going from the hoodie. So don't do that, man. I understand it's frustrating. I'm right there with you, but don't abandon the team, man. Please don't do that. Stay with me, man.
Hey, quick true story. 1990, I was in Puerto Rico. Yes.
Yeah.
Still. I was in the motherland, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, look, Mike and I are right there with you, man. We're 91, right around that same time.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Stay with me, dog. Please.
I mean, it's
stay
been a
with
lot
me.
worse. It's been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But Dempsey, you didn't answer. What'd you think about the play?
I would like to see the all 22 because if there's a high-low concept, that's just on Drake for now running defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Because usually when you run some kind of leak, there's usually, I don't know, the way we run it, the way that I like it seen run is we don't boot. We don't boot that play. We usually lead the running back to the flat, but it's a similar concept. And so you run that play to the flat, and then you have an over route going over top of it. So that's what makes the high low. And then you have something coming from across the field, just as like a quote unquote check down if you get there. But if that's the case, then I have no problem with it. Drake's just gotta be a dog in there a bit.
Yeah.
Just imagine, right? If like, man, Damski and Berto coached the Falcons.
Oh God!
Bro, listen to me.
Oh,
3 weeks ago, listen to me. 3 weeks ago, we played a team, and I got 35 points put on my defense, and I was contemplating this being my last year coaching football because I couldn't fucking figure out what was wrong with this team.
Damn.
And then, luckily, we played the same team the next week in the playoffs, and we beat them 21-0. So I eventually got out of my own fucking head and figured it out. But I'm just telling you, like, I'm good, but I'm not great. Just give me some time, and we'll get there. But like, no, seriously, if you ask, I'll give you the guys to ask. I was like on Twitter asking like all my coaching buddies, like, bro, like how do I hand in my resignation letter? Like, what do I do? I'm not really sure I'm cut for this. No, like I was like we had a bye week and I had like a real fucking like when I was talking about looking in the mirror, I studied 12 games that we played this year, and I asked my wife, man, like 13 hours I was fucking looking at this shit because I was so perplexed on like what the fuck just happened to me because I've never had that many points.
Question for you though, Damski. Did you beat them like the second time from like you re-scheming? Like, are you telling me that?
I changed my scheme completely. When we originally played them, I was playing cover 3 with a man in the box, but I wasn't so in Canada you have what's called 2 halfbacks. So it's essentially 2 safeties or 2 nickels. So I had that and they were bailing to flats. So they like knew we were bailing, so they were just shooting up where our guys were bailing. So I switched to quarters coverage, which is like each guy has a quarter of the field, and I put 8 in the box I put 8 in the box. The 8th guy was a spy because I seen the trend that the running back every time he was on the right side he'd run it left, every time he was on the left side he'd run it right, and then when they were in I formation they ran weak side B. So I picked up on those trends quickly and the kid the first game. He had 220 yards against us, completely gashed us, 4 touchdowns, killed us. This game, I stopped him for 18 yards, and he had 4 fumbles.
Yeah, damn.
Hey,
Yo, that was my biggest like, I can do this shit.
You ain't about to outthink no Damski, man.
I'm getting hyped thinking about it because like I was really like I was in a bad place after that loss. I was talking to my Mike linebacker, me and him have a great relationship. Yeah, and then we figured it out and we had a great game plan. All the other coaches were like, yo, what the fuck did you do? I was like, bro, I just wasn't having it. I was done with it.
Great bounce.
Hell yeah.
I love to hear it.
Hell yeah, that was dope.
I'm getting heated thinking about it. Sorry.
Oh, good, man. That's great, man. And all right, so talking about the defense now. So clearly we have an issue with scrambling quarterbacks, and tackling's been a bit of an issue the last couple of weeks. I don't know the number of missed tackles yesterday, but it wasn't good. We've already talked about Richie getting torched, and then the last play of the game, obviously the scramble that ended up sealing the game. You watch it back and it's like, man, if and I know he's trying to make a play, but if AK just kind of walls him off to the sideline there's nowhere for him to go. There's nowhere for him to go. Like if he just kind of keeps him in contain. I get it. You're trying to make a sack, you're trying to make a play. It's heat of the moment. I get it. But I mean, that would have just ended it for the most part at that point. He scrambled 20 yards backwards, for Christ's sake. He ran 69 yards on that entire play. So I mean, like, but I mean, Adam, what do you see that's going on with the defense the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks is causing some issues?
Like last week, I didn't think the defense actually played too bad. I know they got a really bad rap, but they were put in some pretty bad spots too. Just in terms of like that play, it's just rush lanes, man. There's just our edge rushers just getting out of the rush lanes. I know Nielsen's typically a pretty aggressive player or aggressive coach, so that doesn't shock me that he was trying to go balls to the walls for a sack there. But I would imagine that AK is kind of kicking himself for not containing on that play rather than just attacking. Kyler Murray's a nightmare to deal with on rush angles. Like he's small. His foot quickness is ridiculous. I couldn't even imagine trying to defend that kind of quarterback. Like it is one of those things that you just gotta pray that he runs into you kind of thing. I think the biggest issue too, like not having Onyemata like at all.
That hurt yesterday, big time.
Absolutely atrocious. He's by far one of the best pass rushing defensive tackles in the league right now. And we missed him dearly in this game, and obviously Grady Jarrett. So I mean, I think there's only so many things you can combat. I think I encourage everybody, people jumping down. I've seen Fire Nielsen things.
Oh my God, no way.
I kind of just brush him off because you got to understand, like, it's a rebuilding unit switching from a different scheme. Like, there's 2 different schemes. So you got to understand, like, the defense can only suffer so many things, especially in the transition year. And I seen you putting up earlier, like, why isn't D'Angelo Malone getting any snaps? He's like currently trying to transition to an off-ball linebacker, so he's just not going to get edge rusher snaps. And he wasn't going to do anything on that play that Arnold Ebiketie couldn't do or Bud Dupree couldn't do. So. Yeah, I think the biggest issue too, Richie Grant's just in a bad space right now. He's not playing good football. I would maybe see, maybe it's the bye week. I would maybe explore getting another guy in there, Abernathy or Helms. I mean, at this point, you might as well try something, right? I thought Clark Phillips actually played a decent game yesterday.
I did too.
Sure did. Me too.
Yeah. I'm still really fine with the DBs. Maybe we have to upgrade Richie this year. Landon's playing good. Caden Ellis, I got a love-hate relationship with. He's doing okay. I thought he'd do a little bit more, but I think a little bit like when Troy went down, Troy was the will linebacker and Caden was the Mike. Now Landman's the Mike and Caden's the will, so it's a little bit different. It's asking Caden to do a little bit something that's not in his arsenal, so to speak. And I know people want to like dismiss Troy Anderson, but like those two or three games that he played, like he was playing really good football, probably the best football as a linebacker that he's played in the NFL so far. And I think that's probably missing from the team, but I think just there's so many injuries, right? Troy, Grady, Onyemata. Like that's a lot to overcome. Those are really good players, and then you have a weak chain on the back end. I think one of my biggest, I was kind of talking about it earlier. One of my biggest gripes too is just a little bit too much of Richie Grant in the deep third of the defense.
Yes.
Like Jesse Bates kind of has range. Like, he has a lot of range. So I don't know why we're kind of fucking around with them floating in. Now I understand Jesse likes to be kind of active in the intermediate area and create turnovers, but at some point, I guess if you're playing bend don't break defense, you kind of want to keep everything in front of you, and Richie's just doing a bad job of that currently. So I'd probably do less of Richie in the deep third, and if that's the case, if he's your best option, just switch to cover 2 full time. Like, it's not at a Nielsen's wheelhouse. That's what he did in New Orleans. Cover 2 man is basically what they run there. Just help Richie out. And the same, I was saying with the McGarry thing about helping him out. Like, there's ways to help Richie Grant out on the back end. Like,
there is.
Just don't leave him as a single high player. And putting them in a disadvantaged spot, right?
That's true, man.
Yeah, I agree. Alberto, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just being tested in the rotation aspect of it all. You know, you're relying on more guys like Albert Huggins, who really didn't see a lot of snaps at the beginning of the year because you had your two dogs running all the time in Onyemata and Grady, but now you're asking him to do a whole lot more. You bring up Timothy Horn, who, by the way, had a great play yesterday. You know, he batted the ball down, and for me, a batted ball down in the league is just as good of as a sack. So, you're asking these guys to do more than what they're accustomed to doing. So these guys are being thrusted into the limelight now because of the injuries that have piled up, like Damsky was saying. The whole thing with the defense also is I need to see more on how creative Nielsen can find ways to get more sacks. I know that we reached a milestone yesterday, but I could be wrong on this, but I think we totaled all of last year's sacks yesterday with 21. So okay, that's great, that's tremendous, but that was with the guys that you had before all the injuries. I would like to see more of Caden Ellis blitz up the middle. I think that's kind of his calling. That's what he did great in New Orleans, which saw him have 7 sacks and really break out for them. He's being asked to do a little bit too more. So schematically, he's out of place, so to say. Like Dansky was saying, you're asking to do a little bit more. We walked into a gem with Nate Landman, which really creates a problem next year going forward. What do we do with Troy Anderson? Do we let Nate Landman man it down and be that true linebacker and flirt with the idea of having Troy Anderson as a rusher or something like that? He could be a true joker of that in this defense in that aspect. You know, a guy that can really rush, use him like Dallas uses Micah Parsons. They line him up all over the place. He has the speed for it, and I'm not comparing the two. I'm just comparing the way, he's used over there, how Dan Quinn uses him. In the secondary, sure, as of late, yeah, there's been leaks, and it's been mainly the secondary. Jesse Bates is who he is. He's a guy that can handle a lot of responsibility in that back end. He is just sad that he doesn't have a running mate that can clean up some of the assignments for him. Let's start flirting with the idea of bringing somebody in to see if they can spell Richie Grant, or again, we could give him help. I don't know if a big nickel, I keep referring to that because I'm a fan of it. But more defensive backs on the field, allowing different assignments to be had in certain zones. It'll alleviate maybe Richie Grant being in certain zones and put him in a better position, which is probably the middle of the box, to make better plays when everything's in front of him, instead of having everything behind him. I think he just slacks tremendously in that. But other than that, man, going forward defensively, I just want more creativity in the blitzing department. I think that Ryan Nielsen, for as aggressive as he is, he relies too much on the front four to create the havoc. But that should be a notion in the beginning, not now because of the pieces that we have. So let's see how Nielsen and company, dials up better plays going forward. So that's what I think is going on with the defense right now.
Mike?
Man, I'm going to be honest. I don't fault them for not being able to chase down Kyler Murray. I didn't expect no one to do that. I mean, nobody is gonna. I don't care. I wasn't expecting that. I think I said that on the pre-game show. Like, no, it's not. There's no keeping him in the pocket. I'm sorry. And then, but then too, I think that you cannot discount when Grady Jarrett and Troy Anderson out on the field. There's no way to replace them. Troy's speed alone is the Tasmanian devil. If there was anybody on our team who could have ran Kyler down or who could have kept him in the pocket, it was Troy Anderson. He wasn't on the field.
Maybe.
And Grady, he would have had I just want to tell you, he's one of the greatest players in the NFL. So when he's not in the game, there's no replacing Grady Jarrett. So who knows what he would have had a sack or like a batted pass or something like that. But 21 sacks is not. That was no achievement to me when they said that yesterday. It's just the tallest midget. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's not nothing to shake.
Shit.
You the tallest midget. So, oh wow, like great job. No, because we really do need more than that. But I'm gonna be honest. What Berto just said, to keep Nate in that position and to put Troy in the position of Mr. Parsons, to let him just roam like that, that's going to be the most advantageous thing that we can do, to have those two players on the team at the same time. Like, that's going to be dope. So I don't think it should be like a fucking like an argument or like one or the other. I would like to see both of them on the field at the same time. That would be dope. But
I agree.
I'm not going to drag the defense. I think they played great. And again, the defense gives us plenty of chances to be undefeated if you want to be real.
Yeah, no, I mean they've done enough all year long to, like I said last week, we offense holds up there in the bargain. We're 7-2, 6-3, and that just hasn't happened. But yeah, I mean, like y'all all said, I mean, missing Grady and Onyemata, especially against a beat the hell up offensive line that the Cardinals had. I mean, 3 of their guys. I mean, 1 was out, 2 was injured. I mean, like, you'd hope to take advantage of some of that. And Onyemata would have just probably ate, this kind of season he's having right now. But hey, credit to James Conner. He did his thing a little bit too. I mean, he's a tough guy to bring down. So yeah, I mean, and Clark, like I said, Clark Phillips played good. I think D's played so damn good this year. Alfred, like, I love him, but Clark did a good job, and his first time out there really seeing some action. But yeah, I mean, it's the other stuff.
He got on one of them plays, but he ain't catch it. So I was
everybody though. Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm not even gonna get mad about that one. But yeah. So I mean, it was good, man. But I mean,
hold on, John, because I have to ask this question. Here's what all the fans really want to know. We all want to know. I don't think we ever seen Berto this mad on Smitty's show, on our show. I don't think we never seen the dissatisfaction coming off Berto like this. So we gotta ask. We all want to know, Berto.
Yes, sir.
Where are you right now on 1 to 10 with the Falcons playing out the rest of the season in a satisfactory position to you, or do you think it's trending in the wrong direction? Like, where are you with this right now? Because you seem greatly frustrated, buddy.
I really am, man. And just points
took off work, man. I don't think we've never seen Berto like this.
God,
he's losing damn money.
Vacation time.
So,
but
Berto, like, do you think that this is something that can be turned around, or you think it's a dumpster fire just spreading at this point?
Oh man, I hate to sound like that, man, but it could be a dumpster fire in the waitings, man. Only because listen, I'm sorry, I really am, and please nobody question my fucking fanhood as far as the Falcons. Man, I love this team, but realistically, God damn it, John. You got to think of it this way. New Orleans ranks, I think that they're ranked 6th defensively in the league right now. And then we get a back-to-back game with 2 good defenses, the Jets and the Saints, then the Jets. It doesn't get any easier. It does not get any easier. Then now we got to circle back and play Carolina again. And you know that Carolina is going to switch up schematically everything that they did from week 1. For sure. And we're playing in Carolina. And we're on the road. And we're not good on the road. So there's a lot of fucking variables here right now that are playing against them. That are playing against us, man. So what the hell, man?
A lot of variables.
Yeah, right. To steal a quote from fucking author.
Damn ski. So look, man, where are you with it? Do you think that the team is gonna come out of this bye, like study some stuff, tweak some stuff, and they're gonna come out and really show us that, man, we know how to use all the tools? Or do you think, like Berto, man, this is a dumpster fire that has started gradually and is spreading and spreading and spreading, and pretty soon the whole dumpster will be on fire?
Yeah, I mean, I'll point to Drake London yesterday after the game, what he was saying. Like, something's got to change, right? And I think it could go 0 to 100 in not a good way, real quick, if they can't get right after this bye and do something against the Saints and the Jets. Like I said, like, schematically, it's like those 2 teams are just going to be a nightmare for the Falcons to try to overcome. Like, I say that, and then it's like well, if David Onyemata plays, and he's going to be jazzed up to play his former team, and he might get his best outing of the year, and then maybe the defense gives a shot. But at the point of if that's not the case, and you got to go out there, what about that game tells you? What about the Falcons' offense tells you that they can go point for point with anybody right now? Like,
Right.
you couldn't even go point for point
Damn,
with a
man.
1-8 team, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I want to be up to, like, you can ask, who you can ask JR. This is the most optimistic I was going into a season, and they done fucked it again. Like, so this is what you get from. I'm gonna go back into my hole where it's like, Falcons, prove me wrong, and then I'll be full scale. I love the Falcons. I'm 28 years this year, and I'm never gonna jump off. But
Neither.
I also got my own mental health, man. I can't be taking off work and shit. I can't be throwing off vacation.
John.
Bro, I took off because I got the type of crew that be like, yeah,
Oh,
your
yeah.
team lost to the Arizona
Yeah.
Cardinals. They'll be in my
Yo, you
fucking
had to.
Yeah.
You had to.
Somebody's
You
about
had
to
to.
get a two-piece
Some
combo.
job.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
with it
yeah.
today, bro.
Johnny Yates. Come on, man. Johnny Yates, save the day, man. Where are you at, John? Now here's what I'm asking you, man. Do you think we come out the bye, we get it together, and we show the world that we know how to use the talent on our team? Or do you think that the small dumpster fire is going to spread to a raging dumpster fire? What do you say, Johnny Yates?
All right, I'm gonna give you a two-parter. I'll be super.
Yeah, man. I'm scared of your answer.
No, look. The super optimistic part of me wants to say, I need that damn sounder. Yeah. The super optimistic part of me wants to say, yeah, they're going to go into the bye. We're going to get Onyemata back. We're going to get Alfred back. Desmond's got some newfound confidence. He came into the game, played well. Hopefully, what Adam said, Arthur takes a look in the mirror and says, this shit's not working. And, and they change up some things offensively. But because what Lisa's asking here, any confidence that we will beat the Saints in 2 weeks, that I'm also like, if we don't win that game and it's similar, then yeah, the fire is going to be raging. Like they're just dumping gasoline on it at that point. To me, because I don't. Just what Adam said, and I've said the same thing, Adam. Like this year, like I've been waiting. Like that, you got to prove it to me, man. Like prove me you can go out there and beat a team, and not struggle bus every damn game with a one possession against a team you shouldn't be struggle busting against. And we just haven't seen it. And with either quarterback, it's just been every game. And I know it's NFL, but damn it, man! Like if you're gonna, have this offense and claim to be something that an offensive guru and whatever, at some point you got to show it, and it's not been shown. So like my faith is, I got hope, but my faith it's been shit on, man. It's been shit on pretty bad. So like, it's not high, dude, to be honest. It's probably, I'll maybe a 5 or a 6.
Oh, hold on, man. Let me save it. Man, I am delusional. You hear me? We going, man. Taylor gonna come out 3 touchdowns. We beat the Saints. We go on a roll. It's a streak after that. I mean, come on, yeah, man. I'm talking about Bijan get rookie of the year. He just take off, right? Van Jefferson
you have to
start clicking because now he had time for that bye week. So man, Van Jefferson, now he taking the top off. We throwing deep, 3 touchdowns a game. Cool still kicking. Come on, man. Playoffs, and we win the division. We get in the playoffs, and we coming together at the right time, just like Stage did. We coming together at the right time. Anything is possible through Christ. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we gonna make it, man. We gonna make. I don't need no reason. I don't need it to be based on nothing. Nothing tell me that we gonna turn this around, and I'm still gonna say we gonna turn it around because that's the type of nonsense I based my life.
So you're telling me
I base my life on whatever thought feels best, and it just feels best to think that way.
So you're fully in stage 5 right now, like 100%. You're 100% stage 5 denial right now. Then
I'm stage 5 denial. I'm gonna tell you, man, I'll be in stage 5 denial until they tell us that the game we just lost has put us out the playoffs. then I'll be like, okay. But until then, I'm saying, man, we could win because our division is trash. Our division is trash. We could still win the division and go to the playoffs. And who knows? When the playoffs, anything goes. In the playoffs, anything goes.
Well,
So you never know. So I'm gonna be delusional until they tell me that it's time of death. It's no pulse, and then I'm still gonna think, man, I think he twitched. He twitched. I seen some eye movement. I saw a finger jump. Something. I'm gonna be delusional until the last possible second. We going to the playoffs. I believe it with all my heart. I think that when we come out of this bye week, I really do think the boys gonna turn it around. I got the utmost faith, and it's based on nothing. It's just based on me
literally nothing.
My Falcon mind. That's it.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say, I feel like Mike could sell me my own car.
That's awesome. Oh man,
never lose faith, buddy. Come on, rise up,
man.
Well, I mean, the Saints could be without Matt Lattimore hurt his ankle. He's got a high ankle sprain, and we saw and Carr got blown the hell up
against the Saints and the Panthers. You always get the best Falcon football. You will get our best effort against divisional rivals. We will come to play. I guarantee it.
It's typically a one-score game against the Saints. It's always somewhere around there. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, man. So we've been talking almost a couple hours on this, so we'll go ahead and start closing it down. We'll see if anybody else is left in the chat. I know, like I said, I've been trying to get to most of you guys. It's just it's tough.
Got a super chat.
Oh, we did. Thank you for pointing that out. From the Big Low country.
Big Low. That's QB1. That is QB1
there you go.
right there.
Yeah.
Get him in there. Get him in there after the bye. He's ready.
Yep.
He's
Get
ready.
him in there after the bye. He needs 1 week to get it right.
Yep.
Yeah.
He can do it. If any man can do it, it's Big Low.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He said, "Which way do we go to the playoffs? With Heineke, we missed the playoffs." Facts. I don't know. I think it's the same player, man. Adonis Allen, man, you got to be a superhero with that name. It's like Clark Kent. We still in it. The fat lady singing. She ain't sung yet. She ain't sung yet. The Gentleman's Journal. Bruh, Blank just came out and said he has no plans. I don't like that. I hate when he do that. Sour pickle. I'm to the point it feels like we're not going to win. You can't say that, boy. Don't speak that into existence. I literally thought to myself, no. Keon Coleman's Falcons first round call.
Oh, hell no.
Please not. Please not. I saw that was mocked as well, but
is that the Florida State kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide receiver. Yeah.
I like on Unze
They
more.
said dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, Big John.
Big
John.
John.
We not losing faith on this side if he keeps Deion coming. I'm telling you, he may be trying to bridge to Deion coming. Prime coming, man. I'm telling you, he gonna bring his son. We going to the playoffs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean it's hopefully there we go. Big Low says he understands the assignment, so we're good to go. I saw the video. This man got wheels. He can go.
He can go. Absolutely.
All right, man. So we, like I said, we spent 2 hours of y'all's time, and we appreciate y'all coming in. And what Gabriel said, Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson will save us. You just have to believe. I don't think Ben is leaving, but I wouldn't mind him at all, man. And I don't know how we're going to get Caleb unless we just really, really suck the rest of the year. And
there's literally no percent chance that we could get Caleb.
0% chance. Yeah.
Hold on, John. Before we break it down, I just want to spin around and give everybody a chance to talk to a different person. Berto, if you had to tell something to Arthur Blank today, what would you tell him?
Whew. Oh, man. Damn, that's a good fucking question. What would I say to Arthur Blank? Listen to your fans. Do not ignore past failures with these head coaches. You know, we know that you're 82 years old and you want to win a ring. We want to see you up there doing the shuffle or whatever the hell it was that you did in the NFC Championship game. So, you know, allow yourself to have that slice of happiness and just do what's right for this fan base. Damn it.
I love it. Damski. If you get to say something to Arthur Smith, head coach Arthur Smith, he said, man, man, both of us coaches, man, help me out. I need you to talk to me. What would you tell Arthur Smith?
I'd say football win. But big low country, yeah, put him in. Now, at this point, I would love to fucking see it because at this point, that's where I'm at mentally.
Oh,
Big low.
Like Arthur, I'd be like, hey man, like, give B on the ball. That's what I would say.
Give B John the ball. I look Johnny Yates. If you could tell one thing to the Twitterverse, you could tell one thing to the Twitterverse.
be nice.
And look, you won't get banned. You don't have to tweet
my
it.
God.
You get to talk to them, but you don't have to tweet it. So you have no risk of getting banned, shadow banned, or none of that. What you telling Falcons Twitter?
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's like a list I could probably go down, but I would start off with like relax a little bit.
Okay.
It's not your life. It's not your livelihood. I hope it's not your livelihood unless you're like Tip Moore's buddy who's literally putting his livelihood on the Falcons. It's not a smart thing to do.
No.
But yeah, just relax, take a step back, man. Don't take it so seriously. If you come after me on Twitter, I'm just going to piss you off and like make you like it's not going to be a good ending, basically, because I mean, like, I'm not putting anything out there that's really negative, except during the games when we get pissed off and we put stuff out there, we're in our feelings a little bit, stuff like that. But I'm not wasting my time arguing with anybody on Twitter. I'm just not doing it. Like, I'm not going back and forth. Like, if you ask me a question and I respond with a question or whatever, that's that. Like, I'm not going to keep going back and forth. I don't have the time for that. So yeah, more or less just the relax, chill out, like don't take it so seriously. And yeah, that's the nice version. Yeah.
I got one for you, Mike. What are you gonna say to the daytime strippers? What are you gonna say?
Ooh.
To the daytime strippers, I'm gonna say you can't charge full price. It have to be $5 a lap dance. It has to be $5 a lap dance. Man, it can't be $10. Like, a song is 3 minutes, so I can't pay $10 for you to dance on me. I could pay $5.
My God.
$5 is fair.
Daytime strippers, man.
$5 is fair. And I do want to say this, man. Don't jump ship on your team, man. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. And if you claim a team, you cannot. I understand you be pissed and all that, but don't jump teams, man, or just say F it. Don't do that. What are you gonna do with all your gear? You're gonna throw it in the trash and then go buy some Philadelphia Eagles? A girl on TikTok told me that she did that. She was like, "Oh yeah, because I switched to the Eagles." I'm like, that's insane, man. You know how crazy you look when you do that to everybody around. I don't want to be your friend because you don't got no loyalty. If you would do that, imagine how you would do me if I'm your friend. I don't want to do that. And I want to give a shout out to my man Liam. Because Liam stressed himself so bad yesterday, he actually got sick and had to stay home from school today.
He did.
And he weathered the storm. It's a rite of passage when you make yourself sick over the Falcons. So you had to get it out the way. Man, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, Liam. Hope you feel better, buddy.
It's his first memories crying over the Super Bowl. So yeah, that's it's only up. You hope at least it's only up.
Yeah.
But
and
like Lisa
said,
said,
I just want to speak on what she said. I will say this 10 times and 10 times again. This whole thing is supposed to be fun. It's a sport.
Facts.
It's the NFL. It's the dopest sport in the world. It's why we be silly. That's why if you look in the stands, there are grown adults with paint on their face and their titties out and their chest out and their big stomach, and they playing around and they wear jerseys with people who not them. And we do dances, and that's why we tailgate and we jump in the tables if you're in Buffalo, and you do all this nonsense and you get wasted drunk and all that. That's why we do the skits. That's why we do content. That's why we do memes. That's why all of it is for fun. So don't never get so mad at what happened on Sunday that you forget the whole point was to laugh or to enjoy what you was watching, to root, and you get disappointed. The only reason that winning feel good is because you know what losing feel like. You got to experience rain to enjoy the sunshine, mother. Do you understand me? So just understand, man. Keep it fun. That's what Madden is for. It's for fun. All this is for fun. Okay? So always enjoy the Sunday and enjoy what come on. You got Monday night football, you got Thursday night football, man. You got Red Zone, you got all these great takes. You got all these man. Matt Ryan is calling games. Tony, I mean, it don't get no better than this, man. You got Berto, you got Damsky, you got Johnny Yates, you got Bigelow, you got Smitty. I could go on and on. Like, bro, you got Chris. How many people? Yeah, bro, you got Freeman, you got the Falcoholic. You cannot miss. You cannot be mad. So enjoy yourselves, man, and always laugh at this shit and have fun with it. That's the whole point. Don't miss the point getting so involved in the game, no matter what happens.
Yeah,
that's it. Shout out to Lee
for
bringing that up.
Yeah, like
Very
exactly
humbling.
what she said. Yeah, some people take this fun out of sports. Yeah, I mean, and that's perfectly right, dude. And that's what I was saying with the Twitter thing. It's like I already, if y'all have watched it before, like I already tell y'all, like during the game, expect like some emotional fucking stuff to come out, whether it's me
Of
or
course.
Mike. It's going to be that's just going to happen during the game, right? And it might happen right after the game, but then the next day, you know, we may be like there's stuff I've typed out and deleted because I'm like, no, that's too much, you know, like because it's just, you know, that's how we respond to it. But I mean, like, you know, you can't let it ruin your entire week or whatever. So that's exactly right, man. And I appreciate that, Bigelow. He'll be better, man. He's getting better. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Exactly.
Shout out to the kid.
Yeah, man. So, all right, but we appreciate you on the chat for hanging out with us all night.
Yeah.
And talking. Like I said, we're gonna come on, win, lose, draw, whatever. We're gonna come on and talk about it, man, and still, you know, get it out there for you guys. So we appreciate y'all, man. Adam, dude, we've been trying to get on for a while.
Shout out to Damsky for being back on, man.
Yeah, Damsky.
I appreciate it, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Especially, I think this is mine and Berto's first show too, and
it is.
That's
We've
dope.
been trying to get together too, and Berto's obviously a guy. Me and him we've actually had phone calls. So I mean, it's really cool to kick it with you guys and
Likewise,
John and
man.
Mike. I'm coming to Atlanta next month, so
That's gonna be dope, man. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely going to be getting together, man. You just let me know the days for sure, and then we'll head over there for sure. Because we'll come. Where y'all like have multiple games in the day, or just one game, or how's that work?
Yeah, man. We got it's a youth national championship, man. It's like it's 6 days, like 7 games or something.
Oh shit, you're gonna be here for a bit then. Okay, all right,
Sorry?
cool. Well, we're gonna have some. We got some rest.
It's gonna be something, man. I'm gonna be there for a bit, and my boy's excited, so it'll be fun.
We got some restaurants to hit. Then we got a few
That's
places
what I
to
need.
go.
That's exactly what I need.
John knows the spots.
Day shift.
Day shift. Hello, he's a married man, dude.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus Christ. Big John, yeah, man.
He said, "How do you follow my 55 years?" Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I couldn't find you guys on Twitter or whatever they call it these days. Man, what is it, John?
It's X, I guess. Yeah. I'm still calling it Twitter or whatever.
I still call it Twitter.
He was trying to find
Larry,
out.
appreciate you, buddy.
What is our Twitter?
What's our Twitter?
Yeah, he was saying he was trying to find it, and he didn't find it.
I couldn't find you guys' Twitter. It's just out of your effing mind. So out of your and then F in mind. Yeah, out of your Falcon mind's too long, so we couldn't get it all on there. Yeah, right. Anyway, Adam, dude, tell everybody where they can find you at, man. And I know New Millennium's starting back up this week or soon, I think.
Sorry, say it again. Oh yeah, we're trying to. We're all just all over the place. But
Savion said you never on the show, man. I gotta bring that. He said you never make the show, bro.
Bro, like he literally, we're trying to do this. I'm literally in season, and then I have my depression stage with that game, and then my son was playing. So I just it's crazy time of year. I was telling John earlier that I didn't even know if I could make this, but I ended up figuring it out. So yeah, Savion's my guy. I love that guy, but you know he's an asshole at the same time. No, it's just not Damsky, man. Keeping it simple.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Berto, buddy, you want to share your?
Sure. When I'm not pissed off, I am at 95 North Falcons Talk Show on YouTube. Also, you can find me on Twitter or X under RI Falcons, another platform I use to chop it up with Falcon fans and talk. And you can still find me on Bleacher Report every Monday, giving whatever assignment is on the board so I can go ahead and tackle that and deliver the best content that I possibly can through Bleacher Report. So, yeah, man, those are some of the socials there, man. Drop me a sub on the 95 North Falcons talk show. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Bleacher Report at 95 North Berto. And hey, man, you guys can kick it with me as well.
Yeah, man. Well, it was a pretty
My
successful.
Is Day Shift Dirty Bird. Y'all can follow my OnlyFans. Okay, it's $9.99 a month, but if you subscribe now, it's $4.99.
Damn.
I'm
Jesus.
clearly joking.
Clearly, yeah.
Please don't try to find that anybody. I don't want.
No, don't do that.
You're gonna get a crazy ass email next week.
Hey, right. That's what I gotta say. I'm clearly joking. Yeah.
Right.
Oh man. Well, y'all know us, man. Y'all can find us here every week out of your Falcon Mind here on YouTube. If y'all, like I said before on the show, if you're here, man, drop a like for us. It just helps us get out there to more Falcons fans. And if you're on Berto's channel, come on over, subscribe to ours. If you're on ours, make sure you go to Berto's and subscribe to his, so we can just both keep this thing going. And that was the 4th edition of the 95 North Meet 75 South. And it was pretty successful.
Yeah!
Even though we were doing it on a sad note, and hopefully when we come back for the Saints, we're going to skip it 2 weeks, so you'll be back for the Saints recap.
I will be back.
That'll be something else. So yeah. Anyway, and you guys can email us atlfalconfancast@gmail.com. We've had some awesome ones this year, so just keep those coming. Both TikTok and Instagram, out of your Falcon Mind. And hey, look, Ski's just waking up over there in Germany, checking us out. What's up, Ski? Good to see you, buddy.
How about that?
Yeah, we got a full 2 hours for you, dude. This might be our longest show ever. But we appreciate you guys hanging out, man. As always, couldn't do the show without couldn't do the show without you all. So if you're listening on the podcast platforms, man, drop us a 5-star review on there. We much appreciate that. And with that, man, we'll be back on Thursday to preview. No, it won't. This is a bye week, so we will not. We might. I guess you know what we have. We have a few things coming up. So we're trying to do a collab with our buddies over across the pond with the ATL UK ATL group. So we're trying to get a collab going on with them in the off week.
That's awesome.
The bye week should be really fun, man. Good dudes over there. And then we're trying to get a collab going with Dave, the Falcoholic, as well. Like a little mid-season review. So we'll see if we get that going next week. So as of now, we'll still be back Thursday at 7:00. We may have like I said, we'll see how the guests line up, and then we'll still do our shows next week as scheduled. So everything will be the same. We'll still bring some content to you. We'll still have plenty of stuff to talk about. Oblivion, dude, man, appreciate you, dude. 2 hours, taking 2 hours out of your day to watch us, man. It's great. So
thank you, man.
All right, man. So guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been great. Mike, buddy, takes out.
Out of your Falcon Mind, meet Berto, the GOAT. Peace.